A lot of times in life, we doubt why we are here, what is our purpose, and life seems boring, lackluster, meaningless. We have to be always respectful and have gratitude for the gift that we have been given called biological life. There is very much purposes attached to the incarnation that we bring into planet Earth when we come here. As I have talked before, in the seven lok concept, seven above and seven below, Earth seems to be the equator of the lokas, and as we work our way up, we go from Bhulok or Earth to Bhuarlok, Swarglok, Maharlok, Jan, Tap, Satya, and Brahmalok. As Bhagavad Gita teaches us, all these are loks of mortal coils. That is, no matter which lok you are born in whatever form, shape you are born in, you are subject to mortality. But not all these loks are subject to karma bandhan or ran anubandhan. Or at least if they are, it appears as if there is very strong influence of karma bandhan in the lower three lokas, which is the Bhulok, Earth, Bhuarlok, the solar system, and Swarglok, or the lok of the Devas, which is mostly a Bhog yoni. The reason for coming on Earth definitely is for rapid learning of lessons and rapid dissolution of vikarm, what we call vikarm vinash, or destruction of the negative burden of karma that we carry, that we have to learn through the processes of suffering, miseries, jam mrityu jara vyadhi dugdhoshanu darshanam, birth, death, disease, old age. These are the dukh and the doshas that we have to witness, the soul has to witness when it's born here. So definitely, whether you see someone who is a billionaire or the president of a country or a person who is extremely powerful, no matter how powerful he appears, remember that end of the day, all of us here are beggars. Some of us might be more embellished beggars depending upon what lessons they were wanting to learn or what sankalpa they threw out in the universe to get whatever they want to get. But end of the day, all of us are learning, gaining experiences based on either our lackings or based on certain lessons that we were supposed to learn from the recoil forces of the karma from whatever we did. So whether you are an initiator or reactor, the experiences that come your way are just helping you fulfill a certain void that was inside you, or in other cases, kind of get rid of certain spurs that are projecting out of you. So it's smoothing you out. That's the purpose of karmlokas, which is mostly bhulok actually, the prithvi or the earth. So even if the life might seem meaningless, lackluster, boring, midlife crisis, remember there are certain lessons that the life is trying to impart to you. And try to be mindful of your time on planet Earth, because if you are bored, I can tell you for sure your faculties are working very well because you're not stressed when you are bored. What is this strange analogy in life? That when you are bored, you are definitely not stressed. Much worse than getting bored is having stressors when something is like sword of Damocles hanging on your head, and you have very limited time on planet Earth. Say you got diagnosed with a new cancer or some sort of illness that is terminal, or you met through a life-changing event, could be a motor vehicle accident or something that makes you incapable and incomplete in certain regards, which you are not when you are getting bored and just idling away your time. So, purposes are certainly there, and when we came to this earth, we signed up for this thing to burn off our karma abundance instead of accruing more karma abundance. Because end of the day, the purpose of reincarnation is not to collect more tickets for further reincarnation. That is the most foolish thing you could do when you're born, because this was a very high stake endeavor, and you have to make certain changes, expedite certain changes in your life by good practices. Like I talked about the yogic practices, which we call the right hand of God, versus Aghora practices, which are the left hand of God. Hopefully, people will know what they are doing when they are pursuing either yogic or tantric practices. But the important thing is to remember that life is a gift, and you are dishonoring and disrespecting the gift when you are getting bored, idling away time, questioning the authenticity of the birth you have taken. You have to know that there are certain lessons you need to learn, and that is why even if it's the lesson of boredom, you have to learn that. But most of the times, have gratitude and humility to make the most of the time you have been given on this planet Earth, because there are certain lessons that have to be learned. The sooner we learn them, the better we are. The lessons of gratitude and humility will always help you remain in your remain humble, and therefore see things in better awareness than you would have seen otherwise. Because end of the day, Abrahma bhuvana loka punaravartino arjun maupeti tu kante punarjanm na vidyate. Till the Brahma lok, from Prithvi lok to Brahma lok, everybody, including Brahma, is subject to the laws of subject to the karmic laws, and will be born and will be dying. But once you attain me, there is no need for rebirth. So what do we learn? As I have said before, the lower three lokas are lokas of extreme exhaustion of karma bandhan, rapid resolution, and the upper ones, like Mahar lok, is for the rishis, the Jan lok and the Tap lok. These are all places where realized beings live, or they say people who can decide when they have to leave the world. But end of the day, we are not there, because we are on planet Earth, and 90% of us who are here, whether they are rich or poor, capable or incapable, powerful or powerless, are homeless people. In terms of this is not our home, and we have come here and we are trying to make something happen, and we are getting things based on our wishes or based on things we have done in the past to others, if you think about suffering for the most part. But the good things that are happening are because of the wishes you had in your last life that are coming to fruition in this life. So always be humble and grateful for the good things that you have, and work on your weaknesses through the path of Triyog, Sadhana, Panch Pratyahara that I have talked about in my earlier lectures. And always Bhagavad Gita is a great place to start and realize the basic tenets of life, be it about karma bandhan, be it about punarjanam, be it about atma. And these things help you better understand who you are, what your goals are, and how to pursue them in life without getting dejected and despondent when you have certain bad things happening in and around you. So hope you understand that karma bandhan is why we are here, and because of this bandhan, we have to make the most of our life to burn the bandhan as much as we can, to get to where we belong or where we came from, so that we are not homeless anymore, and not get lost in this rat race of comparison of other individuals in the temporary, unreal world that we're living, where everything is stuck in this reference of time and space for the time being that we are awake and alive and able to calibrate this reference frame, and which will be lost once you go in deep sleep, and lost perpetually, of course, when you die, until you restart the whole calibration again in the next life. So not to get caught in terms of what other individuals have economically, financially, but more so spiritually. If someone is more spiritually rich than you, then you should try to emulate what they are doing and move in that direction, because as you grow older, you realize your time is limited and the work that has to be done, your homework is piling up. So you have to make the most of it while your faculties are intact, and the machine, the body, is able to cooperate with the mind to help you burn as much karma bandhan as you can. Hope you like this lecture. Jai Shri Ram.